Now I'm going to invest 50K with global glamping. And
there you go. So we're talking about the glamping trend in the short-term rental business, and we're getting to it right now. And so today we are talking with Devin Allen. How do you say your last name? Oh, I never say your last name. And he's actually the owner of Global Glamping, and which I did throw you out there in the last video that I just did, because your company is amazing and you're doing some amazing things. So can you tell us a little bit about your start, like how you got in this industry?
Yeah, sure. So thanks for having me, June. This is awesome. Again, my name is Devin. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Glamping. It's been an amazing journey, guys. So if you haven't heard of glamping, not surprised, because it's still an upcoming, industry. So glamping is actually glamorous camping. So it allows people to be able to connect in nature and the outdoors, but still have the creature comforts of a high-end amenities or hotel. But you're immersed in the nature. So it's a really, really fun, unique way to quote unquote glamp, right? Because it opens up a whole new industry to people that don't want to get out in the out in the forest and pitch a tent or whatever, because it takes time. There's bugs, there's creatures on the ground, so a lot of people don't want to camp. But glamping allows an industry to people that have never done that before. And I actually got into glamping about 15 years ago, before it was actually glamping. I went to school for architecture and decided that I didn't want to actually be an architect, but I did want to be a housing consultant to do land deals and manufactured modular stuff, and got a job with a company called Palm Harbor Homes, which is actually based from Florida originally. They're hurricane and super high wind modular units. And that was before the park model and the tiny home industry started blowing up. So I was doing tiny home floor plans and park model floor plans, and ultimately knew that I wanted to have my own little communities, again, before Airbnb and short-term rentals. And when I moved to Montana from San Antonio 5 years ago, I noticed a huge shortage of short-term rentals. I had heard about this glamping thing. I thought it was a joke. I legitimately thought it was just like something that someone made up about glamping, and it wasn't like an actual thing. And then started doing more research and realized that there's actually a glamping industry that was like the Wild West. It was very unorganized. There was a lot of manufacturers in the US that were just ordering product from overseas. And so there was a lot of, red tape and things that I had to learn in the industry. So with my marketing and advertising background and what I wanted to do with these short-term rentals, bought some land, put it up on a platform called HipCamp. HipCamp is a booking platform for camping and glamping. Just started out with raw land. So raw land, no well, no septic, anything like that. Got a conditional use permit. Started charging $25, $30 a night. Did about $10,000 the first few months in the summertime. Then landed a deal with a yurt manufacturer, because I didn't have a bunch of money to start up a glamping business. So I was able to get creative, found a yurt manufacturer, partnered up with them, and did about $65,000 my first year. I was hoping for like a 30% occupancy. It was over 90%, so that was huge. And got nominated for the best hip camp in all of Montana. Ended up winning, got featured in Forbes. Your friend Jenny, who's actually the one that connected us together, she had reached out to me and said that she had found out about my hip camp, all of that. And so we got connected, and then sure enough, here we are a year and a half later. She just won the best hip camp Canada as an affiliate. So Global Glamping now has best hip camp US and Canada. Congrats to the Taiga. And so now what we do is we help people that are looking to start in the short-term rental industry with glamping structures. and make sure that they're successful in the industry, because there's a lot of red tape, a lot of permitting and things that people don't realize, that you can't just set up a tent and start renting it. So there's a lot of other things that go in on the back end to make sure that you have a successful glamping industry or business. So that's why I started Global Glamping, is to be able to bring people that are looking to get into the industry together. And now we have 7 properties. This resort in Glacier National Park has 15 geodesic domes. I'm not actually in the dome. This is obviously a picture. It's a background though, but we are at the resort right now. I'm upstairs above the tavern. And 15 of these domes, cabins, tree houses. And we've actually been able to build multiple different locations now. So that's Global Glamping, kind of Reader's Digest version.
There you go. And I'm from Clearwater, so I know Palm Harbor well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they have a great product.
So I was looking at some statistics, because I did a video before. I was telling you that I just wanted to have some idea of what the industry revenue wise was looking, and what it was looking like. And it said that in 2021, that the glamping industry worldwide did $2.35 billion. It's projected to hit over 7.1 billion by the year 2031, which is tripling that number. So that's pretty exciting stuff,
And partner with Global Glamping, because we're going to have a huge part of that market share, guys. So hop on board with us now.
Well, why don't you explain what that is, the revenue share? So
sure, awesome. Actually, let me see. Can you turn on the screen sharing? It's right there.
Let me do this so that I can do it.
There's a little arrow right there. Awesome, guys. So if you're wanting to learn more about Global Glamping, I put together our link tree that has all the information about our business, from the Global Glamping website to our different glamping locations that we have, our social media, the app preview, and then also here's our land database. So what we're offering is the permitting and going through all the different hoops you have to jump through. It's a lot of work, right? So what we're doing is we're working not only with properties that we currently own, Global Glamping owns, but we're also putting up different land for people to do rev share on. So if they don't have the land and they don't want to go through all the permitting process, we actually just allow guests to put investors to put structures up on this land, and then we do a rev share. So that's how I started out at the Stevensville property. These are all current locations that we're working with on current developments or future developments.
Wow.
This is 406 glamping. This is where it all started, right here. And again, this was just raw land. Now we have 4 yurts, 3 domes. The revenue that it generates is phenomenal. We now have the Triple G resort as well. So what it is depending on what structures they want to do, they purchase a structure and then they get a 42.5% revenue share directly deposited to them once a month from the structure at one of these locations. So whether it's the Global Glamping headquarters or any of these other locations, you can invest in a Global Glamping structure. And if I would have known now what I knew when I first started, I wouldn't have started out with domes or yurts. I would have started out with just, safari tents or bell tents. And that's why we created these starter kits as well. So we have Sapphire, Ruby, or Diamond, which is 3, 5, or 10 units. And they're turnkey. Everything that they need to be able to start renting them comes with the package. And then boom, we set them up on one of our different locations. The investor gets a 42.5% revenue share. And they get a monthly check from Global Glamping. Here's a 10-unit resort that's in Canada. Just to give you a quick example, if you did a 10-unit glamping resort with 10 domes, your yearly income roughly would be about $120,000, right? So that's just a quick example. But then with the bell tents right here, we have, this is a location in the Adirondacks. This is one of my business partners. We're open from June 16th through September 4th. And sure enough, we get $250 to $300 per night. Bam. With just the bell tents. So that's really what we're focusing on with our business model right now, is people like yourself that, you know, have some revenue that they want to invest into the real estate market. The structures then become the asset, and we can put them at any of these locations. We do all of the marketing, we do all of the booking platform, everything, and then our investors get a monthly rev share check deposited into their account.
That is pretty awesome. Wow. So you really are focused just on the smaller units. You're not focused on the geodomes or anything like that.
So it depends on what the guest, or excuse me, what the investor or client wants to invest in. Like I said, if I would have known what I know now, I wouldn't have gone with the dome or a year off the bat, just because you're looking at realistically $30,000 to $50,000 of an investment when you can get 10 units for the same price. That makes sense. So you could do a dome, but then again, your barrier to entry and your investment is a lot more. So why invest $50,000 in one structure when you can get 10 and 10x your revenue for one unit?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So
you could do it. You could do a yurt, you could do a dome, you can do whatever structure you want. But for the amount of revenue that you can generate with the bell tents and safari tents, for the barrier to entry, it doesn't make financial sense to start off with a $50,000 dome. It just doesn't anymore.
So the company Global Glamping offers what?
Great question. So there's multiple different verticals in our business because we want to be able to help in different areas, right? So Global Glamping, we have our glamp camp and resort development. So we actually have our own contractors. We have our own crews that will set up the locations. We've built out multiple different locations right now. We actually just landed a deal in Canada for 10 more domes. They need 10 units. So we're going to set up that as well. So from the investor standpoint, we partner the investors with landowners, like we were just talking about. And if they have land and have their own financing, then we can just set them up with our marketing package and our property management right here. We build out full websites. We integrate with Airbnb, HipCamp, and other booking platforms as well. We have an app that we currently have under development that's getting ready to go into beta testing, hopefully this summer, but at least by next year for sure we'll have it available to the public. We do have the framework and everything right now though. Property and resort ownership, we're also a holdings company to where we actually purchase and lease our own land to develop these glamp sites. I currently have 7 properties right now that we're utilizing, and then glamping business consulting. So being featured in Forbes, we definitely have some credibility now in the industry. Type in my name. Hip Camp reveals the best camping experiences in the US. Hip Camp, a popular Airbnb-like website. Well, anyways. But yeah, if you go to Forbes.com and you type in my name, Devin Allen, you can read the article. I don't pay for the Forbes membership, but it's in there. So these are the different verticals that we have for our business. Glam Camp, resort and development, property management, the glamping app, resort ownership, and then glamping consulting.
So what do you recommend to anybody who is watching this video? Do you recommend that they schedule a call with you? Is that what you recommend as far as it goes? What's the recommendation? Who wants to get going?
I would recommend taking a look at our link tree first. We have our land database. We have our global glamping overview. This is basically a company pitch deck overview that shares more about our business and everything. But once they get a little familiar with global glamping, then yes, book a call. I don't like having calls when people have no idea what we do. I like for them to, take a little bit of time to learn about what we've done in the industry, because we genuinely are helping to, organize and bring structure to the glamping industry. Because before it was just like, the Wild West, but now we have a lot of structure. We've helped multiple different case studies, from raw land to now having their own glamping development and everything in between. So yeah, we genuinely care about helping, people get into this industry the right way. Also, we're continuing to build TLC, togetherness, love, community is what our ethos is, and just getting people outdoors and connecting with nature and building that community.
Awesome. So we'll put the link in the description of this YouTube. So when they reach out, I'm going to ask that they mention this YouTube video, so you'll know how they got to you. And so thank you so much for your time today. And remember that if you're thinking about anything when it comes to the short-term industry, but specifically in the glamping arena, then send us a text, give us a call, send us an email, however you wish to connect, because we got you covered when it comes to whatever, when it comes to the glamping industry. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.